Hello everyone and welcome back to Bonafide Acoustics. Today we will be unboxing Audiosense Aq7. It comes with 6 balanced armature and 1 dynamic driver that is titanium coated. It is priced around $500, $498 to be precise, and it is the current flagship of Audiosense. Before that they had the T800, which is all BA set, and now they have launched this set which is 6 BAs and 1 dynamic driver. It comes with this pouch. The place is a pretty small standard pouch. For $500 it's not pretty much. 6 BAs, 1 dynamic driver. To the box, pretty straight box. Paperwork, the carrying case, it's a Pelican box. They have stated that it is waterproof, and I do believe it because it's quite strong. The box itself is quite strong, the lids are quite strong, and I don't see any opening whatsoever. The paperwork, they have stated that these IEMs required around where they have stated, yes, these IEMs require around 100 hours of burn-in, which is pretty huge in my opinion. I am not a believer of burn-in, but I do believe that break-in does exist. They are two different things apart. Sensitivity is around 110 decibels. Frequency response is 5 Hz to 22 kilohertz. Noise isolation, impedance is pretty low, 13 ohm. It do scale with good sources, so yeah. The IEMs. The Pelican box is quite rugged, and it can fit your mobile phone or a small DAP. It can fit my Hibi R6 Pro easily, so you can guess it. And it does fit my FIO Q5 as well. So yeah, the IEMs. Let's take out the cable. It is a copper cable, as they have mentioned it. I do have the silver plated cable. So the cable is pretty good. 4 core. But at the end it is splitting up to be 2 core. The cable color is also quite good. One thing to keep in mind is that you have to watch these red and blue joints, because it usually does come apart after a certain time. So yeah, the MMCX connectors are quite good. It is a very good cable. So maybe it has the tips. Whenever I get an IEM, I usually tag their tips. That is the first thing I usually do, because in the later days I usually mix the tips which I later on I get a very big later on I intend to get in a trouble of finding which tips came from which IEMs. These are pretty standard silicone tips. These are not something unique. Someone trying to copy the spin fits. Yes, they are trying to copy the spin fits. Well, let's see the other tips. Foam. I'm not a fan of Audiosense foam tips because they tend to change their shape quite rapidly. But they are better than the KZ foam tips, which were totally flop. So last foam tips. Foam or normal, I don't know. These are the same. No, these are different. These are your standard tips which you can find in any IEMs. So about the IEMs themselves, let's take them out. These are really beautiful IEMs, and but I don't like the faceplates that they made. If these were transparent, this would have been my end game IEMs for beauty, because the amount of BAs and tubing they have done is quite good. These are pretty unique IEMs. Apart from their sound characteristics, these are very unique when it comes to their tube and bore design, because as you can see that this is the dynamic driver, and its tube is going from this part to this, and the BAs that handle the mid bass, their bore and the dynamic driver bore, or the dynamic driver tube and the mid bass BA bore are somewhat getting mixed, or you can see they are mixing themselves up. And the weird part about is that the dynamic driver is not vented, but the BAs are vented. So I don't know how they are doing it or what they are doing it. It is pretty unique. I have never ever seen an IEM do that before, where the BAs are vented and the dynamic driver is not. The dynamic driver is not directly vented. It is vented through this mid bass BAs, but I don't know. So how do they sound? Well, at first I had the same opinion which the clinical had, that these are quite differently tuned IEMs, very unique IEMs. They do not have a very sparkly or extended treble. They have a pretty subdued or recessed treble, in my opinion. The mids are quite forward, and the bass, even though this set looks like this would have been a bass monster, but these are not the bass monsters, you would say. They do have a very bassy characteristics, but they do not have that much bass. So these IEMs, in my opinion, are well suited for guys who want to listen to who want a smooth sound with extreme micro details. And that's the very unique part about these IEMs, that they have extreme micro details. By extreme, I don't mean the top tier level micro details, but for $500 these are extreme micro details. And it has a subdued treble. That's the unique part about it. How can any IEM do that without a very sparkly or extended treble, it's out of my beyond my expectations. The macro details are in your face, in front of you. You don't even have to try it to listen to them. Apart from the micro details, these do sound a lot smooth, a lot smoother than the other IEMs I have tested. They don't tend to be aggressive in any frequency response, not on the bass, mids, or treble. They sound relaxed, smooth, not relaxed, smooth all over the spectrum. This is what my thinking is, my opinion is about these IEMs. And a review will be coming up shortly, in which I will talk about the staging, imaging, whole frequency spectrum, and what to expect from this IEM. Thank you for listening. Do share my channel and do subscribe to it. Thank you.